Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Daytona 500 qualifying day. I'm pretending to qualify day, I guess. As you can see, we got two wheels here, driver and position for. This is essentially setting up the duels that are going to be run at some point. Once I get the car set done, I still got like half the 2023 grid and just under half the historic grid to do up. But I figure I'd get this done now. That way, I at least have it for reference for once the car set's done. That way, I can just roll into getting the season started with the duels and whatnot. So we have 42 drivers that will be attempting to qualify for the Daytona 500 this year. Tried to get a couple more, but didn't quite work out how I was going to be able to get, like 43 or 44 entries. Couldn't think of any team names. Couldn't think of any additional drivers. Can't think of any sponsors. I just now figured out sponsors for some of the part-time teams that are in the series. Which, yes, we do have part-time teams. 37 full-time entries, unlike years past where it was everybody had to be full-time or nothing. Anyways, so a bit of an explanation of how qualifying works for my league, because it is different from what NASCAR is in real life. Because NASCAR has the stupid charter system and whatnot. My system works similarly to the top 35 rule from the mid 2000s, except it's top 25 if I just drag this over here. So for the owner's points, the top 25 drivers at the end of the previous season are guaranteed entry, or at least the car that is attached to the owner's points. Some teams can buy the owner's points from other teams and whatnot. But everyone else is an open car. They have to qualify on speed. So 25 drivers are already guaranteed to start the Daytona 500. Let me just drag this back on over. So knowing that, we have this. However, that said, a open car can still qualify on the front row, which is completely locked out, just like it is in real life NASCAR, where those drivers are guaranteed to start first and second, bearing any backup car or engine change that they may have to make after the duels. So you can have, so that gives us 27 if, say, two of the not automatically qualified drivers are able to be on the front row. Everyone else, however, has to not be the last two cars that are outside the top 20, that are listed from 26th to 42nd on the little sheet that I have here on my other monitor that you can't see because I have it on my other monitor. Anyways, but let's go ahead and get things kicked off here. And it looks like qualifying in 29th is Fedor King. So he'll be rolling off 15th in the duels. All right. Next up. And already you have your pole sitter, and it's Ian Wallace in the 12. Team Penske. Really showing some muscle, which is honestly a bit scary, especially considering the fact that Ford is the most dominant manufacturer 4 years running now in the league. Kind of hoping pole wouldn't have been set this early, but that's okay. 21st is going to be Harold McGranger in the number 57. All these are odd numbered positions. Come on, let's get some even numbered positions in there. Non-ideal starting position for Ray Kita, 35th. That puts her in row 18 of the duels for Duel 1. Yes. Moving on, we are going to figure out who starts third, and it's going to be Alana Kiro. Not unfamiliar with that position. She, I believe, was the pole sitter for 2021, I think it was. Anyways, rookie Adriana Royale, or Royal, or however you pronounce the last name. I'm sure I'll be corrected about that later on. Is the first even numbered position, starting 12th, 6th in duel number 2. Alright. And as you can see, yes, positions are being removed as well as drivers. And Steffi Plaxco is returning in a part-time entry, I believe. I'd have to find her in the list here. Oh no, full-time entry. And she's returning to the series after a year absence to the 04, and she's starting in, or she's qualified 11th, also 6th place in Duel 1. And get yet another Pontiac with Tyler Blade Runner in 77, and he's starting 7th, sharing Duel number 1 with teammate Alana Kiro. Alright, moving on now, we are going to have Cody Lamas in 24th. Defending champion, not a great qualifying position for him. Moving on now. Ooh, dead last. Ricky Foxon. Not what you want to see, though I believe she is technically automatically qualified at the moment. Yeah. It's a good thing she's currently automatically qualified for the race. Not what you want to see. Dead last in duel number 2, row number 41 or 20 or 21st position. As we now move on. Another backmarker start for Darian Arnstruff. Not good for that team. I believe they're one of 2 Wolfpack entries still automatically qualified. Yeah. So that is not great, but not terrible. Mid-pack entry. 17th for Roberto Crown Jr. So not terrible, not great. He had a semi-decent partial rookie year. Looks like it's going to be Mikey Willard in 4th. Ooh, I thought that was outside pole there for a moment. Mikey Willard moving or changing from the 88 to 24 since Alan Bledsoe retired to do full-time team ownership. Like Ricky Foxon is driving the old 24 car, and Alan Bledsoe made comments saying that he wasn't expecting his team to do good. So, yeah, qualifying last out of 42 entries in a 40 car field. Yeah, not great. Oh, that does complete row 2 of the 500 thus far before the duels. As second, or third, and fourth are occupied. 16th goes to Logan Morse, a unknown driver for the most part. It's really only been a part-time driver pretty much his entire career. Earlier in the 2010s, and only has one full-time season, and is driving a part-time car this year for Douglas Motorsports, or Douglas Racing, I think the team name is. Yeah, Douglas Racing. Alrighty. Next up is Jensen Nomina, starting 27th. Not great for a Krago Autosport car, but it's not terrible. I mean, it is. I mean, you still got the duels, so single car runs aren't necessarily the death of you. And starting 32nd. Oh, Travis is not going to be happy about that. He is not going to be happy about that. Yeah, he did not have a good season last year. I was hoping that he could help him get a good season this year. That's not a good start to the year for Best Buddy there. And Sean English. And something amiss on that number 6 car. Not doing a very good tribute to Ken Block there. Having qualified 37th. The 19th row of the 500. Samuel Henson Jr., though, still with Hendrick Motorsports in the 5. He has now qualified as for 5th for Duel 2. And speaking of 5th, I've qualified 5th in the Daytona 500. Apparently a good run for me in qualifying, I guess. I don't know. Though that is 1st through 4th in Duel 1 complete. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Outside pole still up for grabs as we find Cole Dillon in 26th. So in actuality, 13th for Duel 2. So we get started with another spin here. And not a great run for Coda Hayner. Still in the 0. But will find himself rolling off 20th in Duel 2. And 6th place goes to Dylan Maddox. Driving for a new team. I have to find him on here, though. There we go. Dylan Maddox driving for Queen City Racing, who is the 2 worst cars, arguably. And he'll be rolling off 3rd in Duel number 2. So, pretty good chance for him to make the field. Meanwhile, in 23rd, it's Amy Walsh driving a renumbered 44 car this year, as she will continue to drive for Pathfinder Racing, just in number 44 instead. And she'll roll off 12th in Duel number 1. Speaking of Pathfinder Racing, it looks like rookie teammate Max O'Quinn will roll off 14th? Yeah, 14th from Duel 2 in the number 29, a new third entry for Pathfinder Racing. And William Montoya, 17th in Duel number 1 for William Montoya, who is returning as well after a year absence himself. Was dropped from Factory Dodge Autosport when they downsized to a single car operation last year with Dylan Maddox. And then the team that and then the organization it is now that bought out Factory Dodge, Parsley Enterprises, which is a returning name to the sport, brought William Montoya back. Funny how that works. As Calvin Richard, ooh, that's not good for the Wolfpack driver. At least he is auto qualified Not good when you're rolling off 20th in a duel. And, well, I was about to say starting pretty much right in front of him, but isn't actually, is Glenn Butler. And she will be making a few part-time starts this year. If I can find... There she is. She'll be driving for Copeland Racing. And down to the last several positions here. Outside pole still up for grabs. And that's Robert Dobbs, a rookie driver driving for the new Mercedes team in number 38. Having a could be better, but could be worse. Middle of the road qualifying. And we finally have our outside pole sitter, Alana Keshiel, still driving the number 23 Red Bull Racing Toyota. Yes, Toyota. They switched back this year. So, I just realized we don't have a 34 car, otherwise I would have made a joke. Oh, it would have been cool if we had a 1, 2, 3, 4 on the front row, but no, we have a 1, 2, 2, 3. Close enough. Alrighty, and just like that, the front row is locked out. It will be Ian Wallace starting on pole and Alana Keshiel starting outside front row for the Daytona 500 proper, irregardless of what happens in duels, unless they get caught up in a crash and have to go to a backup car or have to change engines. Moving on to the rest of the grid now, as Crofty would say in the F1 games. I don't know why it's labeled as a question mark here, but the Siberian driver, I believe? Yeah, Siberian driver of Rajan Stovajovi? Or Stolyanovi? I don't know. If I'm mispronouncing your names, I do apologize. You can correct me in the Discord server or in the YouTube comments or something like that. Comics? Comments. Wow, I cannot talk today. Anyways, but he'll be rolling off 9th in duel number 2. And it's going to be William Sparks rolling off 10th in duel number 2, right next to him. William Sparks still in the 22 for Team Penske and likely going to be remaining there, especially if he continues to run really well. Getting down to the nitty gritty here, as Theodore Cox with a respectable qualifying position, also going to be starting 10th from his duel, just duel 1 this time. So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more positions left up for grabs. And Hunter Kiro, the last Pathfinder driver to be posted for qualifying, is not going to be up near the front. Then again, he did a literal last the first challenge in 2020, albeit probably with the help of Victor Smith and a whole fuck ton of cautions that guy created, but that's beside the point. 14th will go to Alexis Phillips, who's running a part-time schedule for Junior Motorsports. As we only have 3 positions left in Duel 2, 8th, 22nd, and 38th, or rather 4th, 11th, and 19th for starting position in Duel 2 at least. So 1 front, 1 mid, 1 back, and then we have 2 back marker positions for Duel 1 and 3 front positions, or front to mid, I should say, for Duel 1. So most of Duel 2 is filled up after like the first 5 or 6 of these were not were always Duel 1. Anyways, Brendan Hancock will start fourth in Duel 2. He is now driving the 3 after Jennifer Legacy bowed out of running that car after health complications for Trace Legacy. The team, of course, renaming itself to Lionheart Racing, just dropping the Legacy name after the unfortunate death of Trace Legacy, at least during the off season, lore wise. Fred McRae in the 95, driving for his uncle's team. A respectable qualifying position, 5th in Duel 1, 9th overall. And lining up alongside Ricky Foxon, unfortunately, is RJ Bishop. And unlike Ricky, he's in an open car. So he will have to definitely pick up the pace if he wants to make the show. And then third generation driver, Erica Reinhardt. Not the greatest qualifying position, especially considering she's technically in an open car as well, despite racing for Bledsoe Brothers Racing. Erica Reinhardt, teammate of Ricky Foxon. Fourth generation Langer, like I said. She's basically the equivalent of if Dale Earnhardt, his younger brother, had a kid who had a kid. Like, she's the granddaughter of the brother of my Dale Earnhardt equivalent, Eric Reinhardt. And seeing as how Erica was born in 2001, she was named after Eric, after his passing in that Daytona 500. So, yeah. Hey, lore. Anyways, I believe 4 positions left? Yeah, 4 positions left. Jason Williams will easily be in 22nd. Jason Williams returning after a 2-year absence? If I recall. No, 3-year absence. Because he last raced for Team Penske in 2020. But he will be now with Wolfpack Racing in the 82 this year. And speaking of twos, he qualifies 11th for Duel 2, 22nd overall. Last 3 positions, 2 in Duel 1, 1 in Duel 2. And it's going to be Ryan Vaughn, speaking of Team Penske, the guy who replaced Williams, or after Williams replaced him, rolling off in the 15th position. And then it's part-timer Jackson McFreeze from Scotland and Stephen Merzlik, the 2-time champion. And it's going to be, wow, Merzlik, not a great qualifying position, which of course means Jackson McFreeze qualifies fucking 13th for the Daytona 500. Just spinning it just to get it here. And just like that, you have your qualifying positions. We can go ahead and close that out. So here it is. Duel 1. It's going to be Ian Wallace and Ilana Kiro on the front row. Krigo and Blade Runner in row 2. McRae and Plaxco in row 3. McFreeze and Vaughn in row 4. Crown Jr. and Cox in row 5. McGranger and Walsh in row 6. Dobbs, Nomina in row 7. Keene, Reinhardt in row 8. Montoya, Takeda in row 7 for Keene and Reinhardt. Montoya and Takeda in row 8. English and Richards in row 9. And no, that's row 10. Montoya and Takeda in row. Wait. Row 21 or 21st. I'm confusing myself with the math. Forgive me. Anyways, these are the lineups for the duels. I will get them done at some point once I get the full car set made and whatnot. So I don't know if I'll record it or not. I don't know if I'll just post the results or not. But other than that, that's basically it. So yeah, that's Daytona 500 qualifying. Yay! Don't be mad at me because you qualified poorly. It was not me deciding it. It was the wheel deciding. Because I did wheel decide. Anyways, later, folks.